How's it going, everybody? I'm Andrew Robson, and you are watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. On today's episode, we are going to talk about 5 things that you should be doing every winter with your deciduous bonsai. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. All right, so 5 things that you should be doing every winter with your deciduous bonsai. Number 1 is enjoying them. Now, this sounds a little obvious, but for any true deciduous bonsai enthusiast, winter is the thing that we perhaps look the most forward to. Because when all of the leaves come off of our bonsai, we get to appreciate the structure that we work so hard in so many years to generate and create. And so winter is really the ideal time to appreciate the branch structure on deciduous bonsai. Coincidentally, this is why the shows in Japan correlate with the winter season, is because this is the time that deciduous are really shown and appreciated at their best. So definitely take time to enjoy your deciduous bonsai. I know that sounds obvious, but really we work so hard on these trees that it's nice to be able to just walk around and enjoy your trees. And for a true, genuine deciduous enthusiast, this is the time of year to do that. So here at RAKUYO in the garden, it's my favorite time of the year. This is the year that I have the most energy for bonsai, the most excitement for bonsai, because all of my trees are now finally revealed and I get to really enjoy and appreciate them. Now that leads us to number 2 on our list of 5 things to do with deciduous trees in winter. And number 2 is photograph your trees. So get them off the benches, get them onto a cart, wheel them into your studio or whatever workspace that you have, and photograph your deciduous bonsai every single winter. I really recommend this to the students that we have here in our intensive classes because a photograph is really revealing. A photograph doesn't lie. And so when you photograph your tree against a clean white backdrop, you really reveal a lot of things that you might not necessarily see with your bonsai in person. So take the time to photograph all of your deciduous bonsai every single winter, because that's your yearly report card. That's if you do that year after year, you can look at the accumulation of those photos and you can tell if you're on a good trajectory with your technique and your design, or you can tell if you're maybe not doing what you need to do and you need to make some pivots and adjustments in your practice. So photographing your trees in winter, it not only over time, the accumulation will help you figure out if you're doing the right things, but it also will tell you what you can do differently on your trees, which leads us to number 3 on our list of what you can do with deciduous bonsai in winter. Number 3 is make structural improvements. Use both what you see when you look at your tree in person in the winter once all the foliage is off, and use that photograph as a tool to help you make better decisions on your trees. So what structural improvements can we make during winter? You know, it's conveniently the most convenient time to wire our trees, but horticulturally it's not the best time to wire because any cracks that might happen won't be able to heal right away. Now here at RAKUYO, we still will wire our trees every winter. You just need to make sure that if you're really wiring a deciduous bonsai, that you can give it some type of protection afterwards. And again, this kind of goes to your skill level as well. If you are really good at bending the branches when they're wired and you don't get a lot of cracking, you won't have an issue with this. If you're relatively new, you might want to avoid wiring your trees in winter because, like I said, any bit of damage that you can create can harm the branch this time of year. So here at RAKUYO, we will wire trees all winter long. Things that are wired pretty severely might get protected in a greenhouse, but it's a great time of year to wire your bonsai if you're doing it safe and you have some good aftercare. The other thing that we'll do is make structural improvements with guy wires. And typically the older the bonsai is in training, the more we'll use guy wires to adjust the branches. The branches might already have great movement and character and line, but maybe that branch is not in the right spot. So even just subtle things like moving something just, you know, a few inches up or a few inches down can make a world of a difference. And you can use your winter silhouette photograph that you took to really help guide you where that position might be. You can even use a camera as a tool to really help you dial in where to put a lot of the branches, taking multiple photos over a placement session to really help you enhance the overall 2D result that we create. So the thing about bonsai is they have to look good in 2D and they have to look good in 3D. They have to look good in 2D because you're all watching this on a screen. Whenever we have a show and we print a book, that book is in 2D, and you see 2D on social media. But they also have to look good in 3D. When we're walking around experiencing these bonsai in person the way that they're meant to be experienced. And so from both of those perspectives, our bonsai have to look good. So you can use that winter silhouette photo to help guide you into making this look good as possible. And winter is a great time to make and do structural improvements on all of your deciduous trees. Now, number 4 on our list goes along with that, and it's generate a plan for what to do during the growing season. So you have a nice break in the winter. You know, we're not watering our trees as much. We're not as active in our bonsai practice maybe. But in the winter, when you have that photograph, you've made your structural improvements on the tree, now make a plan for how you can make the tree better during the growing season. So maybe there's a particular branch that's too small on the tree that needs to be left run to thicken. You know, putting a little pipe cleaner or some type of marker on that branch so you aren't tempted to cut it off when the tree starts growing. That can be really helpful this time of year. So really take the opportunity to notice any type of plan or strategy that you can do to help improve your trees during the growing season. Maybe you see a big chunky branch that needs to be removed, but this isn't the best time of year to remove big branches. And so you mark it again with some type of pipe cleaner or some type of marker so that you know come summer when the tree has a bunch of leaves and you can't see what's going on, you know exactly what you need to do when you have that pruning tool, that saw, that shears in front of you to make the best decisions possible. And finally, the last thing on our list is kind of a nice bookend to the first thing that was on our list, and it's share your deciduous bonsai in winter. Like we said, number 1, enjoy your deciduous trees, but also share them with people so other people can enjoy them as well. You know, I mentioned that Japan does all of their major shows, Taikan-ten, Kokufu-ten, Gafu-ten, they're all in the winter time so that deciduous trees can be shown at their absolute best. And in the winter, it's the perfect opportunity to share all of that hard work that we do on our deciduous trees, because this is what we're designing them for. This is the time to appreciate the branch structure. It's not in summer, it's not in September, it's right now. It's here in the midst of winter. So share your trees. If you are a club president or a board member of an organization, you know, one of the worst things that you can do for bonsai in the winter, or just bonsai in general, is have shows during the growing season, because that really hurts deciduous bonsai. If shows happen during the growing season, then you have all these people making ridiculous comments on our trees saying you need to cut branches off so we can see them. No, that's totally false. Deciduous bonsai are designed to be appreciated in winter, and that's what we work so hard for, to create all of this wonderful branch structure, is the winter silhouette. And so I highly encourage you, if you are a part of a club or an organization, push that club or organization to have a show in winter, because that will totally further the advancement of good deciduous bonsai knowledge and appreciation, because that's when we design these trees for. So winter shows are key, they're important. That's why we're pushing, you know, I myself as a board member am trying to push the Pacific Bonsai Expo to be in the winter time, so that everybody here on the West Coast and beyond can appreciate their trees in winter time, so we don't have trees showing up in leaf. And that's why all the shows in Japan, like we said, and even the shows in Europe, if we think of the trophy, that happens in winter as well. So winter is really the time to have a show. If you have a club, that should be when your club show is, in winter, so that we can appreciate all of these beautiful deciduous trees. Otherwise, when we're having shows in spring and summer, even early fall, we're just not showing deciduous trees at our best. And that's why they often don't stand up to conifers, is because they're often misunderstood in that way. So definitely make time to share all of the hard work that you do on your deciduous bonsai in the winter months, because that is the bread and butter of deciduous bonsai work and in deciduous bonsai enthusiasm. Speaking about that, here at RAKUYO, we are going to host a winter silhouette show in the Pacific Northwest next winter. We don't have a winter silhouette show in the Pacific Northwest, so while we're still working on details of how that might look, it will be the first weekend in December of next year. If you want to come to Portland, or if you're already in the Pacific Northwest, we would love to see you, because we're going to start building that momentum of appreciating deciduous trees at their absolute best. So you've been watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. I'm Andrew Robson. If you want to come study and learn about deciduous bonsai, I offer intensive classes. They are almost sold out for 2025, but you can check our website, www.rakuyobonsai.com, to see any dates that we have available. We would love to share all of this wonderful deciduous bonsai knowledge and teaching and art with you from wherever you are around the world. So if you're interested in studying with us, check our website and send me an email, and we'll get you on the class schedule. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching RAKUYO's Deciduous Bonsai channel. Those are 5 things you can do to help improve your deciduous bonsai in the winter.